What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another review. Today's review is going to be on the Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home Wave Final Swing Spider-Man. And I know that was a mouthful, but this is definitely one of the figures that I have seen on Instagram that a lot of people are giving pretty good praise about. So I decided to check it out. So as you can see right here, you do have the windowless packaging. On the front of the box, you get the artwork of the 3 different Spider-Men. If you haven't seen it, well then, this is definitely a spoiler. And then you get, Spider-Man No Way Home. On the back, you get a little bit of a bio, as well as that same artwork on the front of the packaging. Nothing much to really see here. So, that being said, let's get into it. Okay, YouTube, and this is how the figure looks outside of the packaging. As you can see, he does come with the unmasked head on. And I gotta say, this Tom Holland head sculpt is probably the best Tom Holland head sculpt I've ever seen. This looks just like the actor himself. Even my wife was impressed about that. So, that really goes to show how well, the digital face scanning technology has come. Now, one interesting thing about this particular Spider-Man is that he's the only one that came with the full set of hand accessories. If you guys don't know, both the Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans did not come with two alternate open hand effects. They came with both like one fist and then one open hand effect, which I think was really stupid. I don't know why they ultimately made the decision. I know originally they were supposed to, I believe, come with 2 flipping hands and 2 fisted hands. So I don't know what that last minute change was, but that really didn't make sense. But since I'm already kind of segueing into the accessories, we'll just continue with that. He also does come with 2 whipping hands right there. And then, of course, last but not least, he also comes with his masked head sculpt too, which looks really, really nice. I will say that with the Final Swing Spider-Man, I'm surprised that this one kind of made the cut, just because we did see this in the very end of the movie, and truth be told, I felt that we didn't really get a very good glimpse of it, just because, it was winter time and it was at night, and, different things like that. From what I do remember from the movie, the blue was definitely a lot more metallic than how this figure came out, but nonetheless, I really did like that. Ultimately, they did go with the more classic, iconic look for Spider-Man, which, no one's going to complain about. But let's get into the articulation. So he does have neck articulation right there. Now this is all one piece. It's right here. So it's not a floating piece. So you're just going to get movement on the neck. The pivot on the neck is all right. It's pretty decent. You definitely get more range going forward and back. For the shoulders, you do go up pretty nicely. And then you do have the butterfly joint, which is always really nice. I think it's always a great idea to have a Spider-Man with a double joint and a butterfly. You guys can see right here, the butterfly is hindered. I have seen videos on Instagram where people have done that, this very similar Black Panther Vulcan body mod, where you trim the peg to give more range. I've been thinking about doing that. I don't know if I ultimately will. Maybe if I get a second one or whatever the case may be, maybe I'll look into it. But then he also does come with a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and everything is pinless, which is really, really nice to see. And then he does have the up and down for the arm. I love that this is the this articulation scheme. If you guys are familiar with Lightning Collection, this is pretty much standard fare. I really like when Spider-Man Articulation does this. I believe both the Retro and Renew Your Vows had the same setup, which I'm not going to complain about. For the legs, he does have a drop down, as you guys can see. And just go out, go up. He does have thigh swivel. Mine's a little bit tight, so I'm not going to mess around with that too much. He does have the double jointed knee, which is a little bit tight too, right there. And this also, I feel like it's a little hindered. Well, maybe just got to bend mine a little bit more, but yeah, I feel like this one is, yeah, my double joint's not double jointing. I don't want to force it. Maybe the other side. There we go. It's a little bit better. You gotta know what's going on with this one. Like I said, I might just have to heat it up. He doesn't have any thighs or calf swivel, but he does have the up, down, and pretty nice ankle pivot. I would have loved for him to also have that toe joint too, but all in all, I would say this articulation is pretty good. You know what I mean? With, you know, if you're looking to do a mod, I definitely feel that would make this a lot better. But for what we got, for the most part, you know, it's pretty good. Let's get the other mast head sculpt on, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. And before I switch on the alternative head, this is how the neck setup is looking. As you can see, it's just a floating piece, so that's the only thing that moves. So again, that's why you get more forward and back as opposed to side to side. You could probably put in a little notch, make this maybe go back a little bit more, or maybe forward more. That's really up to you. Okay, I probably have to heat mine on because for some reason the peg isn't dropping down all the way, and I don't want to mess it up. But this is the gist of it. Of course, when it does pop on, the neck's going to be not as elongated, but you get the gist of it. I really like it. I like the back of the Spider too. As you guys can see, this is a different Spider than what we have seen before. So I like that this suit is definitely kind of starting to differentiate himself from the previous version of Spider-Man that he's been. I'm not a big fan of this tiny Spider. I wish it was a little bit more pronounced. But I get that, you know, in the end of the movie, we didn't really get, you know, a good view of it anyways. But yeah, I wish it was a little bit more pronounced. But otherwise, look at this. This is pretty amazing. So if you guys are looking for alternative to just, you know, a regular Spider that you can put in your display, this could be the one. Again, he has a lot of different accessories to go with that. So, you know, I highly recommend it. All right, YouTube. So after messing around with this figure a little bit more, I did just want to give you guys an update on the articulation. So I was able to, you know, kind of free up the butterfly joints and double joints and things like that, and was able to get the head on. And I want to say that with the way this thing moves, even without that arm mod, the Black Panther Vulcan body arm mod, this moves really, really well. I might even dare to say that this thing actually might be one of my top figures of the year, just with how nice it is. I mean, sure, there are, you know, different things here and there that, you know, could ultimately have been improved, such as the neck articulation, and I would have loved to see, you know, toe joints. But with that being said, I mean, look at this articulation for the legs. You know what I mean? This is with the double joint being in full effect, and I'll show you guys the arm double joints too. Might not be the best one to use, but all right. So if you look at it, this is with the double joints being completely used. Like, that is insane. We didn't even need that. If you guys saw how it was before, I'll show you guys on this arm. Look at that. It already worked pretty damn well. So the fact that we can get more range of movement and get that is insane. And that's pretty much the exact same thing on the legs itself. You know, if we look into the, you know, like, you know, this one's, it's not so bad. I mean, it's definitely more than 45, but like to get this type of a double joint is nuts. You know what I mean? So if you guys if you guys are looking for this figure, I highly, highly, highly recommend you guys picking it up. Just alone with the unmasked head and then the additional hand accessories he comes with, this makes it a no-brainer. And like I said, you know, this is a classic look for Spider-Man. So for me personally, this is going to be my go-to version of a classic Spider-Man. I do have the Renew Your Vows, but that one's currently on display, so this is going to be the one that I can kind of mess around with and, you know, ultimately take pictures with and stuff like that. So just wanted to give you guys an update on the articulation, because ultimately I feel that this is definitely a huge, huge step up from, you know, what we've been getting previously. And yeah, I'm really stoked on this one. So just want to check in with you guys and let you guys know about that. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Peace.